Welcome back to NaaWrites, where love is never simple. In the previous chapter, Rosalina made a decision that would change her life forever. She signed the contract, a one-year marriage with Adrian Valmont, a powerful billionaire who needed a wife to secure his inheritance. For Rosalina, it was supposed to be simple. Just 1 year, no feelings, no complications. But the moment she signed that paper, everything changed. Because stepping into Adrian's world means stepping into a life filled with wealth, secrets, and people who will do anything to protect their power. And Rosalina is about to learn something very important. Being Adrian Valmont's wife is far more dangerous than she expected. Let's continue the story. Chapter 3, The First Day as Mrs. Valmont. The next morning felt unreal. Rosalina woke up staring at a ceiling that definitely didn't belong to her small apartment. The room was enormous. Soft morning lights streamed through tall windows covered with expensive curtains. For a moment, she forgot where she was. Then everything came rushing back. The contract, the marriage, Adrian. Rosalina sat up quickly. "Oh my God," she whispered. "I actually did it." She had married Adrian Valmont. A knock suddenly came from the door. Rosalina froze. "Come in." The door opened slowly. A woman in a neat uniform stepped inside, pushing a small cart. "Good morning, Mrs. Valmont." Rosalina nearly choked. Mrs. Valmont? That name still felt strange. "Oh, good morning." The woman smiled politely. "My name is Clara. Mr. Valmont asked me to assist you with anything you may need." Rosalina glanced at the cart. Breakfast. Fresh fruit, tea, pastries. "Did Adrian send this?" she asked. "Yes, ma'am." Rosalina frowned slightly. "That was unexpectedly thoughtful. Thank you." Clara nodded and quietly left the room. Rosalina looked down at the tray. Adrian Valmont had married her for business. Yet he still remembered breakfast. Strange. Very strange. After getting dressed, Rosalina nervously stepped out of the bedroom. The mansion was even bigger in daylight. Marble floors, tall paintings, massive windows. She felt like she had walked into a museum. Suddenly, a familiar voice spoke behind her. "Good morning." Rosalina turned. Adrian stood at the end of the hallway, dressed in a perfectly fitted black suit, looking like he had just walked out of a magazine. Rosalina blinked. "You're already working?" "It's Monday." He said it like that explained everything. Rosalina crossed her arms. "You just got married yesterday." Adrian raised an eyebrow. "And? You're supposed to take a break." "I run a company, Rosalina. Companies don't take breaks." She sighed. "Of course." Adrian walked closer. "There's something we need to discuss." Rosalina suddenly felt nervous. "What?" "The announcement." Her stomach dropped. "Announcement?" Adrian pulled out his phone and handed it to her. Rosalina looked at the screen. Her eyes widened instantly. News headlines filled the page. Billionaire Adrian Valmont marries mystery woman. Who is Rosalina Valin? Unexpected wedding shocks business world. Rosalina covered her mouth. "Oh no." Adrian watched her reaction carefully. It was inevitable. "There are pictures," she said, panicking. "Of course there are pictures. How did they even get them?" Adrian gave her a look. "Reporters exist, Rosalina," she groaned. "My friends are going to see this. My family." Adrian spoke calmly. "That's part of the agreement." Rosalina sighed deeply. "I know, but knowing it and experiencing it were two different things." Suddenly another voice interrupted. "Well, this is interesting." Both of them turned. A tall man leaned casually against the doorway. He looked almost like Adrian, but less serious, more relaxed. "Adrian," the man said with a grin, "you got married and didn't invite me?" Adrian sighed. "You weren't supposed to find out this early." Rosalina looked between them. "Who is that?" The man walked over and offered his hand. "Lucas Valmont." Rosalina shook it. Rosalina. Lucas smiled. Oh, I know. He looked amused. The internet knows too. Rosalina groaned again. Lucas turned to Adrian. So, this is the woman who finally convinced you to get married. Adrian responded immediately. It's a contract. Lucas looked at Rosalina. Is it? Rosalina hesitated. Yes. Lucas studied both of them carefully. Then he laughed softly. This is going to be fun. Adrian didn't look amused. Why are you here? Lucas shrugged. Grandfather heard the news. Adrian stiffened slightly. And? Lucas's smile faded. He wants to meet her. Rosalina felt her stomach drop. Meet me? Lucas nodded. Tonight. Silence filled the hallway. Rosalina looked at Adrian. Your grandfather is the one who forced this marriage rule, right? Adrian nodded. Yes. She swallowed nervously. And now I have to meet him? Lucas smiled again. Welcome to the Valmont family. Rosalina suddenly had a terrible feeling. This contract marriage had just become much more complicated. Rosalina survived her first meeting with Adrian's grandfather. But now she knows something she didn't before. The Valmont family is powerful. And powerful families always have enemies. Rosalina thought she had agreed to a simple contract marriage, but she may have stepped into a world far more dangerous than she ever imagined. And the closer she gets to Adrian, the harder it will be to walk away. Find out what happens next in Chapter 5. This is NaaWrites, where love is never simple.